Hey y'all, it's your girl. Coming back to you guys for just a quick little sit down vlog I wanted to put out there really fast. Um, my heart has been heavy the last couple of days and I wanted to come and talk to you guys about it because I'm freaking out on the inside and I want to, you guys know, I've told you before, I deal with anxiety. And when I talk about the way that I feel and I talk about things that are going on, it really helps me not break down completely. So I come to you guys and I talk to you guys about a lot of things. It's very therapeutic for me. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys today about what I've been going through the last week or so. Around a week ago, I went into my doctor for like a regular checkup, physical type situation. Just I go every once in a while, just when I feel it's time to check in on my women's health, HIV screening. I don't think that I have a real high risk of getting HIV or anything like that because I'm married and I, for the most part, trust my husband, but at the same time, I don't trust anybody 100% with my health in my life when I have kids to be alive and be here for. So I just did my regular STD, STI, HIV type, screenings just to make sure everything was everything. And, knowing your status is a wonderful thing. And there's so many other things out here besides HIV that you can have and be walking around with and people don't even know. So anyway, I digress. All of that came back perfectly fine and your girl's healthy. About 3 days ago, I start getting this burning sensation in my left breast, right? Right now, I'm burning. You know what I mean? In my left boob. And the best way to explain it to you guys is like when you're breastfeeding and you catch thrush on your nipple, it goes into your milk ducts a lot of the times and it causes like a burning, hot, shooting pain sort of sensation. It hurts when you have a letdown of milk. It hurts when you're just sitting there and you fill up. It just hurts. So I'd say that is probably the closest explanation to the way it feels, even though I'm not breastfeeding and I don't think I'm lactating anymore. So I'm pretty sure I don't have any more milk in there, but I haven't like tested it out or anything. But anyway, it's not super unbearable, but it is definitely noticeable. It's definitely not I need to go to the hospital or I need to take medicine to feel better, but it's definitely like around this area, I like all up and through here, like I definitely notice it's like a burning, stinging, really light, but it's still there type feeling. And about 2 days ago, I'm sitting on the couch. I'm sitting right here. And it's late, no one's up, and I just, I'm just pressing on my boob. I'm like, why is that happening? Like, what is going on? I'm just feeling it. I'm like, maybe I just need to just rub it and see what's going on. And then I get to about right here in this area. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to touch it. But anyway, like there it is right there. So like literally right here in this area, this is my boob. It's right here. And literally, like, you don't have to press hard to feel it, just very lightly and you can feel it. I found a lump. Now, immediately my mind goes to breast cancer because that's just the way my mind goes. I feel like anybody's mind will go that way. I immediately start thinking to myself, oh my God, this is breast cancer. But what's crazy to me is that a year ago, I felt a bump in the same area, and this is my mistake. I really should have got it checked out then, but it was right after I stopped breastfeeding the baby. When I was breastfeeding him, I had it was in the same exact position, but it was a long lump and kind of like wide, but I was still lactating. So, and I can't remember whether I found that when I was still breastfeeding or was it after. I can't remember, but I remember telling my husband a year ago, I feel it was a long bump, but at that time I thought, I'm still breastfeeding. And so it could just be a blocked duct. So that's how I treated it. I put warm compresses. I fed on that side a lot. I just massaged it. I did what they tell you to do when you have a blocked duct. And so then kind of once it went down, that long, thick version went down. I didn't have any more issues, any more pain or anything like that. And then I stopped breastfeeding and I kind of forgot about it. I kind of just didn't think much more of it. I thought it was something associated and related to breastfeeding. And feeling it now, it's just scary. Nobody wants to find bumps. Nobody wants to find that anywhere on their body. And it's just scary. And so I've been keeping it in for a few days. And it's sorry. It's really starting to break me down inside because first of all, let me just back up and say it took me a couple of days, but I called and I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow to have my OB kind of just look over what's going on there and then refer me to the next stage. And of course, Google, it didn't help. You know what I mean? I told you guys Google is the devil when it comes to things like this because off top, you have stage 4 breast cancer and you have like 30 days to live. That's what Google will make you think. But I don't need Google to freak me out. It's already freaking me out. It's the smallest bump, and it could be anything. It could be just a benign cyst. It could just be, it could be fibromyalgia or whatever other stuff that I've Googled. It could be a ton of different things. I think of my kids. I think of my babies before I think of me. And I think if something were to ever happen to me, and this is something that I'm really afraid of all the time, not just now, but I'm always trying to stay on top of my health because I always am afraid of if something were to ever, God forbid, happen to me and take me away from my babies. I don't know what, I'm afraid for them, I don't feel comfortable, and I'm sure nobody would, but I don't have anyone who can take all 7 of them and raise them the way I would want them to be raised. I don't have anybody who I would trust with that. And I'm a hot mess today, guys. And when I think about their dads, and I think about, them being ripped away from each other and them not being raised and me not being here to protect them or to love them or to guide them, it scares the fuck out of me. It just scares me because, I probably need them more than they need me, for real, but I know they still need me, and I know I'm young, and what makes me angry about the whole breast cancer situation is that they don't test young women. They don't even test us, and that scares me because it does happen. It's not like there's never, ever been a case of breast cancer ever in a woman in her 20s. Some insurances don't even test until like 40. So 30, 37 is young for breast cancer. And that's why they say be proactive and do home tests and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, your doctors make you feel like you're invincible sometimes. You're like, just do your little test and you're probably fine. And I don't know what my doctor's gonna say tomorrow. I feel like it could very well just be an infection in my breast, But the lump though, I mean, that's definitely there, but the burning sensation could be anything. I'm just afraid of what it could be. And I'm not going to be able to rest. I'm not going to be able to relax. I'm not going to be able to, you know, any of that until I know that it's not something more serious. God forbid. It's just scary. So tomorrow I have an appointment at 11 o'clock to go see my OB, and I'm going to try not to break down before then. It's one of those things that you just expect the worst until you hear that it's not that, and then you're like, oh, I can breathe, you know. And I was telling my husband last night, and bless his heart, you know, I was like, you know, you don't think it's like breast cancer or anything, right? And he's like, no, I don't. And I was like, why? And he's like, it's totally too high. Like, I feel it, but it's totally too high. It's not even your breast right there. Bless his heart. He doesn't know that is my breast, but he was trying to make me feel better. I love him for that. But I'm still pretty scared. And I know it's something that people say, don't worry about it unless somebody tells you to worry about it. But I just, you know, it's one of those things that just makes you think of every ache you've had, every pain you've had, every time you didn't feel well, every time your stomach was nauseous, every time your boob had a sharp pain. It just makes you think back to every time you didn't feel good ever. And you just rethink everything, you know. So, I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest. Tomorrow, I will, you know, I don't know. I'm thinking about vlogging my doctor's appointment tomorrow. I hope that my doctor can calm me down and make me feel a little bit better. Because I really don't need any worries or upsets before my vacation, which is next Saturday. I'm leaving to Vegas. I'm going regardless. But I just don't want any bad news while I'm on my trip or before I go on my trip, because it's going to completely mess up my vacation. And I thought about not going to the doctor until I got back, but then I sat back and thought, how stupid is that, just to not want to get bad news on, you know, or go through this just because of a stupid vacation. I care much more about my life than I do about a vacation. But I just had to get that off my chest. Not usually a crier on here, I know, and I, you know, feel kind of depressing, and I don't mean to depress anybody, but it would really I felt like this would really help cleanse my soul today and help me feel better. I'm gonna try to just relax. Everybody's asleep right now, so I feel like if I need to let out some tears, I can let out some tears. If I need to vent, I can vent, because I don't want my kids worrying about me. I don't want them to see me crying and stuff like that. So because I have to be so strong for them even when I don't feel strong myself. So just pray for me, guys. Pray that it's nothing. Pray that it's benign. It's definitely a lump, but let's just pray that it's nothing serious and that God will put his hands over me, my boob, my life, my health, my family, just the whole situation. I just pray that everything's gonna be fine and things like that. But I'll keep you guys updated on everything that's going on. People who are, you know, messaging about signing up with MCA, my company that I'm promoting. If I'm a little slow getting back to you these next couple of days, forgive me, but I will get back to you. It's just a lot going on. I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys for a little while. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, what's today? Thursday. And then I'll talk to you tomorrow.